Welcome back to the deep dive. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on something really critical, but often unseen in live events. Event show stop procedures.
That's right.
You know, you've been to concerts, races, maybe those huge street festivals, you felt that incredible energy.
Yeah, absolutely.
But what happens when something unexpected occurs and that whole vibrant atmosphere needs to halt,
Uh-huh.
like immediately for safety?
It's a huge question.
How do organizers manage that pivot, from this planned celebration to suddenly needing urgent safety protocols?
It's an incredibly intricate area of event management. People often compare it actually to the brakes on a car or maybe a bike.
Oh, okay. Like
Mm.
essential, but hopefully not needed.
Exactly. It's not just about slamming them on, though. It's about a finely tuned system. It's designed to turn potential chaos into something controlled.
Right.
And that happens through layers of really meticulous planning, very clear communication, and just swift, decisive action.
That's a great comparison. Brakes on a car. It really drives home how fundamental this is. So, for us in this deep dive, our mission is really to peel back those layers, understand the choreography, you could say, of an emergency stop,
Yeah, the choreography, that's a good way to put it.
to see what a show stop actually means and how it works, often kind of invisibly to keep everyone safe. What's really going on behind the scenes?
Well, fundamentally, a show stop is a pre-planned, systematic response. It's designed to either pause or maybe completely shut down an event if a significant safety risk pops up.
Okay.
It's really far from being some dramatic, chaotic panic button. It's much more precise. A structured sequence involving clear communication and rapid action, all aimed at regaining control.
So it's not always a full immediate shutdown then. Like it could just be a temporary pause.
Exactly. That's a really crucial distinction.
What's the ultimate goal?
Well, it could be an immediate halt, right? Triggered by a direct, imminent threat to life. We're talking seconds, not minutes.
Okay, serious stuff.
Very serious. Or it can be a more controlled kind of temporary pause, maybe designed to resolve a problem without that immediate widespread danger.
I see.
Its ultimate function is, well, it's multifaceted. It's a vital communication tool, first off. Not just to inform, but really to direct people and calm a potentially anxious crowd.
That makes sense.
And critically, it's often the crucial first step towards a partial or even a full-site evacuation if things escalate to that point.
Right. So it's linked to other plans.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
It never stands alone. It's seamlessly integrated with, well, every other major safety plan you can think of. Your crowd safety plan, emergency response plan, medical response plan,
Adverse weather, fire response.
all of them.
Yeah.
Exactly. They all feed into and rely on the show-stop procedure being effective.
Okay, that distinction you made between an immediate threat and a controlled pause, that feels incredibly important. Could you maybe walk us through some real-world scenarios for each? Because I think for many of us, show stop just conjures up one image, probably the dramatic one.
Absolutely. Let's try and paint a picture. An immediate threat show-stop, that's for those moments where, well, lives are directly on the line.
Okay.
So imagine a sudden, uncontained fire erupting backstage. Or maybe a confirmed active security breach inside the venue perimeter.
Wow.
Or a catastrophic structural failure. Perhaps a big stage truss starts to visibly buckle
Yeah, you'd need to stop now.
instantly. In outdoor settings, this could be lightning detected within a critical distance, say 10 kilometers,
Oh,
or a sudden violent wind shift that signals a microburst.
things you can't control.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or even severe crowd surging that genuinely threatens to crush people against barriers. The primary purpose here, the urgent purpose, is to prevent immediate harm or, tragically, loss of life.
Yeah.
We've seen past incidents like the Astroworld Festival tragedy.
Mm.
It really highlighted the devastating consequences when those immediate authoritative show-stop capabilities aren't there or aren't used effectively, or when there isn't clear communication and artist cooperation.
Right. It's not just having the plan, it's executing it fast.
And communicating. The sources really emphasize that stopping a show, while disruptive, doesn't inherently cause a riot. But not communicating, not acting decisively, that's what can escalate chaos into a catastrophe.
That really puts it into perspective. So a controlled pause then, that sounds like it's for issues that are serious, but maybe you have a bit more breathing room.
Precisely. A controlled pause is for those issues needing a temporary fix, but without that immediate, widespread danger.
Okay, like what?
Think of a major technical malfunction. Maybe the entire PA system cuts out mid-song, or a critical lighting rig has an issue. maybe poses a fall risk if not addressed.
Right, needs fixing, but maybe not everyone needs to run out immediately.
Exactly. Or perhaps a localized minor disturbance in the crowd, like a small medical incident that needs clear access for responders. But you can manage it without triggering widespread panic or a full evacuation.
Okay.
It's still absolutely about safety, but it allows for a more measured, contained resolution before you hopefully resume the event.
Now, here's where it gets, I think, really interesting and maybe complex for people planning events outside the typical stadium or arena. What about open air spaces? Like a street festival, a parade route, maybe a marathon with performers scattered along it. If there's no central PA system, how on earth do you execute a show stop?
That's a critical challenge. And honestly, it's where real expertise in showstop planning comes into play.
I bet.
Those types of events absolutely need a robust showstop plan. You could argue maybe even more so than a traditional venue.
Really? Why more?
Well, because that traditional stop music make an announcement over the PA method, it's just not an
Yeah,
option.
right. There is no central PA.
Exactly. So the plan has to account for a team that's spread out, often across multiple zones or miles,
Yeah.
and an audience that needs guidance without that single unifying announcement.
So how do they do it?
It involves layered communication strategies. Things like using pre-positioned mobile PA units, maybe. Having trained staff with bullhorns ready in every zone. A really robust radio network is essential, using clear, concise code phrases that everyone understands instantly,
Okay.
and sometimes even a runner system. Designated staff who physically carry messages or direct people if technology fails. It demands a highly decentralized approach, but it still has to be coordinated from a central command point.
Wow.
You're empowering frontline staff to act quickly, but they also have to be feeding information back constantly.
Okay, this sounds like it requires an enormous amount of coordination and really clear lines of authority. Who are the central figures, the key teams involved in actually making a showstop happen, from spotting the issue right through to the hopefully all clear?
It's definitely a team effort, a whole ecosystem of roles, really, and each one is vital.
Okay.
The process really starts by identifying who are the key people empowered to actually initiate the stop, who communicates with the performers, and crucially, who communicates with the audience.
Right.
At the very top, you've got the Event Control Operations Center.
Mhm.
That's the nerve center, no question.
The brain, like you said.
Exactly. It's where all the information flows in, where the big strategic decisions get made, and where overall command and communication are orchestrated.
Okay. And then down on the ground, where the actions happen. Who's on the front lines there?
Right. On the ground, the stage manager is often the absolute first point of contact for anything performance-related.
Makes sense.
They're in direct, immediate contact with the artists, the production crew. They're the ones who can physically signal the musicians to stop or tell the sound engineer to cut the audio, raise the house lights.
Got it.
And speaking of artists, the artist or their representative is also uniquely crucial. Their cooperation is just paramount.
Why so crucial?
Well, they often have this incredible connection with the audience, right? Their voice carries immense weight. They can be the most effective messenger for calm and clear direction in a crisis.
Ah, I see. They can actually help manage the crowd.
Absolutely. Sometimes, in smaller venues, or if there's a threat right on stage, they might even be the ones to initiate the stop themselves.
Interesting. Okay, so stage manager, artist. Who else?
Then you have the dedicated crowd safety team. This can include specific crowd spotters in larger events, maybe up high, looking for issues like danger surging or bottlenecks forming.
Eyes on the audience.
Exactly. They're critical for assessing those audience-related threats and guiding immediate actions, maybe
Yeah.
directing security or staff.
Okay.
And then, of course, the general events staff. The ushers, the stewards, maybe area wardens or support volunteers in those big outdoor settings we talked about.
The people interacting directly with attendees.
Precisely.
Mhm.
They are the frontline personnel, the eyes and ears everywhere else, critical for that initial response, passing information along, and physically guiding attendees if needed.
Right.
And we should mention the tech teams. Their role is often to secure equipment, cut power where needed, but only if it's safe for them to do so. You don't want them creating secondary hazards.
Good point. So lots of roles. Who makes the final call?
Ultimately, while several people might be empowered to initiate the call for a stop, the event manager is typically the one who holds the final authority. They make that definitive call to halt the entire event, or later, to resume it. It's a heavyweight, often decided under immense pressure.
I can only imagine. So, okay, we have the players. What does the actual sequence look like? How does a show stop literally unfold from that first hint of trouble to hopefully getting things back to normal? You called it a choreography earlier.
It really is a kind of coordinated response choreography. It begins with initial detection. That critical moment, an issue is first spotted.
And that could come from anywhere.
From multiple sources, yeah. A crowd spotter sees something concerning. A security camera feed flags an anomaly. An artist notices something dangerous from the stage. Maybe a technical alert goes off. Once it's detected, that information needs to be escalated immediately up the defined chain of command.
Okay, step one, detection and escalation. Then what?
Next, you generally have the artist and stage response. The stage manager, once they get the alert or see the issue themselves, takes immediate action.
Like what?
Could be requesting the artist to stop performing, signaling the sound and lighting crews to cut audio and raise house lights, making the space visible, is key, and moving any non-essential people off the stage area to safety. The artist's quick cooperation here is just vital for establishing control quickly.
Communication seems like it must be the absolute core of this whole thing, both within the teams and maybe even more importantly to the audience. That feels like where things could really go wrong.
It is the central pillar. You're absolutely right. Audience communication is paramount. It has to be clear, it has to be calm, and it has to be immediate.
How is that delivered?
It could be via dedicated emergency microphones, which should always be set up to override any other audio source, or, as we mentioned, directly from the lead vocalist. Their voice often carries incredible authority with their fans. The sources we looked at repeatedly emphasize, stopping a show doesn't automatically cause a riot, but a lack of clear, timely communication will create panic and chaos.
So what do they say?
Pre-scripted public messages are vital. They need to be practiced, ready to go instantly. Something simple, direct, and reassuring like, "Attention please all. We're pausing the event for safety reasons. Please calmly make your way to designated shelter or exit point. Your cooperation is greatly appreciated." The tone is key, authoritative, but calm.
Okay. So while that's happening with the audience, what about the internal teams?
Simultaneously, command and control kicks into high gear. There's a rapid, clear communication chain straight to the event operations center, usually relaying a standardized alert like show stop, the precise location, and immediate updates on what's happening.
Right.
This triggers a really fast decision-making process in the ops center. Do we need additional emergency resources, fire, police, medical? Does this need to escalate immediately to a partial or full site evacuation?
And maintaining that control, especially if it's a huge spread out event, must be incredibly difficult when everyone needs to be on the same page instantly.
Oh, absolutely. It's essential to maintain control by keeping all radio channels clear. Only critical communications allowed. No unnecessary chatter.
Right.
And for those outdoor events without that central PA, this is where that detailed planning really shows its worth. Staff rely on their mobile phones, dedicated two-way radios, maybe those pre-assigned runners, and using a simple, concise code phrase like maybe show stop zone A due to lightning, something everyone's trained to repeat back for confirmation.
Ah, the repeat back confirms they got the message.
Exactly. It's that vital feedback loop. Ensures the message is received, understood, and acknowledged across all zones, even without everyone hearing a single announcement.
Okay, so the situation is managed, hopefully contained. What happens next?
Finally, you get to the restart or cancellation protocols. Who decides if it's safe enough to resume the event or if it has to be canceled entirely?
That's the event manager again.
Usually, yes. Often in close consultation with emergency services commanders on site and other key stakeholders. Once that decision is made, go or no go, it has to be communicated clearly and instantly across all teams, all zones.
And even if they restart.
Critically, yeah. Even if they restart, staff have to remain vigilant. They must be prepared to stop the event again if new risks emerge or the original issue flares back up. Recovery isn't a signal to relax entirely.
This whole process, it sounds like it integrates really tightly with broader emergency management principles, the standard phases people might recognize from disaster planning. How do those apply here in this specific show-stop context?
They apply directly. They really form the foundation, the bedrock of any robust show-stop procedure. It's not just about the moment of crisis, but everything leading up to it and everything that follows.
Okay, so what's the first phase?
First, you have prevention. These are all the proactive measures you take, aiming to stop show stops from ever being needed in the first place.
Makes sense. Like what?
Well, conducting incredibly thorough risk assessments, trying to identify every foreseeable hazard from, weak points in a structure to potential crowd flow pinch points.
Okay.
It also includes thoughtful venue design, ensuring strict compliance with every safety regulation, having robust access control to keep unauthorized people out, and constantly analyzing potential external threats. Is severe weather forecast? Is there intel about potential protest activity? You try to design out the risks beforehand.
Okay, prevention first. But if that's not enough, something could still happen.
Then comes mitigation. These are the actions you take to minimize the impact if a potential showstop event does occur.
How do you do that?
It involves having a really deep understanding of crowd dynamics.
Yeah.
How do crowds behave normally, and how might they behave in an emergency? It's about comprehensive, ongoing staff training, not just a one-off briefing, but regular drills so everyone knows their role instinctively.
Right.
Building strong partnerships before an incident with local police, fire, medical services is crucial too. So everyone knows each other, knows the plan.
Yep.
And of course, strategically deploying your resources, having medical teams, security patrols, and trained staff exactly where the risk assessment says they're most needed.
Prevention, mitigation. What's next?
Third is preparedness. This is that critical planning phase that really makes or breaks an effective response.
This is writing the plans.
Yes, developing that comprehensive emergency response plan we talked about, which includes the specific detailed showstop procedure itself. But it's more than just paper. It's equipping staff with the training, the tools, radios, vests, etc., and the mental frameworks to deal with emergencies.
Okay.
It involves establishing clear, maybe even redundant, communication channels, precisely defining roles and responsibilities, who does what, when, empowering frontline staff to make rapid decisions when seconds count, and, maybe most importantly, rehearsing scenarios.
Drills.
Exactly. Tabletop exercises, full simulations if possible. You absolutely don't want the first time your team executes a showstop to be during a real emergency. This phase also includes briefing the management of performers, participants, maybe even key vendors, well in advance about these procedures so they know what to expect and how to cooperate.
Okay. Prevention, mitigation, preparedness. Then comes the moment it actually happens. The lights go up, the music cuts.
That's a response. The immediate on-the-ground actions taken during the actual showstop. This phase emphasizes having those highly trained staff in key locations ready to react instantly.
Right.
It means making sure that activities with higher inherent risks, maybe pyrotechnics, complex aerial stunts, things like that, are appropriately resourced with specialized safety personnel. And throughout the response, it's all about maintaining that strong command and control structure we discussed, ensuring coordinated, effective action, even when things are evolving rapidly. Every second counts.
And after the immediate crisis is over.
And finally, there's recovery. This is the vital and sometimes overlooked process of restoring normal operations after an incident, or at least fully understanding what happened if the event can't continue.
What does recovery involve?
It includes things like thorough debriefing sessions, getting all the key teams together to analyze what worked flawlessly and, just as importantly, what didn't work so well. Where were the friction points?
Learning lessons.
Exactly. Meticulously recording those lessons learned so that future events are even safer. It also involves providing support, psychological, practical, to everyone involved, from the frontline staff who are under stress to the performers who had their show interrupted.
That's important.
Very. And then there's the process of potentially resuming the event, if that's deemed possible and safe. But always with that critical understanding that you have to remain vigilant and be prepared to stop again if conditions change. Recovery isn't just about cleaning up. It's fundamentally about learning and strengthening the entire safety system for next time.
Wow. That brings us to the end of another really insightful deep dive. Understanding event showstop procedures. It truly highlights the immense responsibility and just the intricate planning that goes into safeguarding every single live event.
It really does. It's quite a testament, I think, to the dedication of these operational teams that they can pivot so quickly from, managing a celebration to managing a crisis, often with incredible precision and speed.
It definitely makes you think, doesn't it? Next time you're at an event, maybe lost in the music or the excitement, what hidden layers of safety are actually working behind the scenes? Things you probably never even considered.
That's a provocative thought to leave you with. It's that unseen network, always ready to ensure things stay safe, even when the unexpected happens.
Well, thank you for tuning into the deep dive. If you found this discussion valuable, please do make sure to like this episode, subscribe to FlowOps for more insights like this, and share it with anyone you know who might be interested in event safety or operational excellence.
Thanks for joining us.
Join us next time as we continue to explore where innovation meets infrastructure.